there. So, when you start a new business, it's really important to make sure you're not putting yourself or your personal things on the line. Many entrepreneurs think that by creating a DBA, they're protecting themselves personally. That ain't true. A DBA is only a nickname, it is not protection. What does create protection is something called an entity that you would file with the state. Think of it as like a box. You throw all the business stuff in here, so there's a barrier between your business and your personal, and the personal is all out here. There are a few different entities you can create with the state, and which one you choose will depend largely on how you want to run your company. If you want to issue shares more easily, attract investment funding, have a board, etc., then you would form a corporation. Corporations are super popular. They're basically the Marshas of the business world for you Brady Bunch fans. Everybody knows about them. But there's a large contingent of you out there that really want to be flexible and creative with how your company is arranged and run. Or you just don't want to bother with other folks and you want to run it yourself. And this is where an LLC becomes attractive. Upsides: it offers you the same protection legally as a corporation. You can get fancy with how it's run. Create tiers. You can accommodate those investors who want to put in money, but maybe they don't want to be involved in the day-to-day. Friends and family come to mind. Or you can create a single member LLC if it's just you and you're like myself, you don't share toys in the sandbox very well. There's actually tax benefits as well from how the income is treated if you choose an LLC. The LLC is, the way it runs at least, depends largely on something called an operating agreement. It's a contract for the entity, basically your instruction manual, which allows for amazing flexibility. It can also, though, be the downside, especially if you have a crummy operating agreement or, worse, no operating agreement at all. Other downsides: it's not impossible to create incentives for an LLC. It's just a little bit more difficult. And the amount of flexibility with an LLC can actually be overwhelming for some people, especially for those who are doing it on their own. If you're filing a single member LLC, there may also be some additional filings you have to make if you don't want to file it on your personal income tax. So the use of the LLC has grown well over 87% here in Texas over the last few years, and it definitely should be considered if you're starting your own business. But the law is still new, and as I mentioned, there's so much flexibility that can tend to be overwhelming. So it's really important that as you get your business started, you ask questions and get an attorney involved, especially if there's more than one of you that are going to be a part of the LLC, because there's things like disbursement, death, divorce, and a host of other wonderful things that you want to make sure you have covered. So hopefully this brief explainer has been helpful on what an LLC is. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me, ERIN@EMPEMCCLARTYPLLC.com. I'll learn it one day. Thanks, guys. Bye.